You lie in bed, staring at the ceiling, and suddenly your mind is louder than the world outside. Every word spoken, every glance exchanged, every tiny gesture replays in vivid detail. You can't help it. You analyze, dissect, and predict. Sometimes it's exhausting. Sometimes it's magical. That is the beautiful curse you carry. Think about it. When you love someone, your mind never rests. You remember every laugh, every word, every silence. And sometimes, in that quiet obsession, you know them better than anyone else. You notice patterns in their smile, in the way they tilt their head, in the pauses before they speak. You guess their thoughts before they even speak them. It's a blessing. The way your heart and mind are finely tuned to them. But sometimes it's a curse. You overthink, and suddenly you see the things you wish you didn't. The fears, the doubts, the small betrayals you predicted before they even happened. Overthinking is not a flaw. It's an unusual form of intelligence. You scan the world like a map, reading signals others miss. That silence in the room, that subtle glance, that fleeting change in tone, you notice. And most people don't. Most people miss it. But you don't. And that makes you wise, yet restless. It makes you both gifted and burdened. You see, the world didn't train you for stillness. It trained you to survive. Every time someone dismissed your thoughts, laughed at your feelings, or told you to stop overthinking, your brain learned vigilance. It learned that to stay safe, you must anticipate everything. And so you did. You became an expert at predicting outcomes, understanding people, sensing danger, feeling emotions, all before they arrived. You might have been a child who hesitated to speak, measuring every word, every emotion, fearing rejection. Perhaps a parent said, "Don't cry, be strong," or "Stop making a big deal out of nothing." And so you learned to protect yourself. You built invisible armor, made of thoughts and premonitions. That armor saved you then. And yet, it's what makes life so heavy now. And love. Love is where the curse and the blessing intertwine most vividly. Think about the first time you noticed someone's presence could shift your entire day. You analyzed every smile, guessed every unspoken thought. You predicted their joys and fears, their hidden worries. You even guessed when they would act in ways that hurt you before it happened. And sometimes you were right. Too right. But then, there were moments when your intuition worked like a gift. You guessed what they needed before they knew. You knew the words to say, the silence to offer, the space to hold. It was effortless, almost divine. And in that, there was a strange kind of magic. That's the duality of overthinking. One mind predicting danger, one heart predicting love. The same skill that once kept you small also allowed you to connect deeper than most. Yet you understand the loneliness that comes with it. Because when you predict so much, you also imagine every heartbreak, every misstep, every betrayal, every tiny wrong turn that could break trust. And sometimes, it does. Sometimes you think too much, and the truth arrives exactly as your mind feared. You cursed yourself for noticing, for caring, for thinking ahead. And still, you cannot stop. But here's the paradox. The same mind that predicts pain also reveals truth. You see things others miss. You understand motives, consequences, emotions. Not because you are paranoid, but because you notice. Your overthinking gives you clarity, even when it feels like chaos. It allows you to see the world's subtle patterns, the hidden poetry, the unspoken realities. And yes, it makes you human. It makes you human, intensely, painfully, beautifully human. You see, most people walk through life reacting. You walk through life noticing. That small shift in tone, that hesitation in a friend's step, that glance that hides something unsaid. You catch it. And because of that, you can respond with insight. You can act with care. You can love with awareness. That is your gift. That is the blessing hidden inside the curse. Sometimes, though, you need to pause, to breathe, to realize that predicting everything doesn't mean controlling everything, that seeing the truth doesn't mean carrying the weight of it alone. And so, you learn small rituals of release. You speak your mind, even when your voice trembles. You let someone interrupt without shrinking. You accept that not every thought needs to be acted upon. Not every prediction needs to be realized. You learn, slowly, that overthinking is not a flaw. It is a lens through which you perceive the world more deeply than most. Through it, you see beauty in the unnoticed, love in the unnoticed, truth in the unnoticed. And through it, you learn patience. Patience with yourself, patience with others, patience with the quiet unfolding of life. Sometimes, you reflect on the people who shaped you. Maybe they were distant, critical, or fearful. Maybe they unintentionally trained you to hide, to calculate, to anticipate. But you realize something crucial. Understanding that inheritance gives you power. You can break the patterns. You can choose. You can allow your thoughts to be sharp without letting them chain you. You can predict love without fearing it. You can foresee sorrow without letting it rule you. And that brings you to a deeper truth, the essence of your beautiful curse. You are capable of seeing the world in ways most cannot. You are sensitive, aware, alive to details invisible to others. You feel more, think more, love more. That is not a burden. It is a rare gift. And yes, there will always be nights when your mind races, when every thought feels loud, when every emotion is magnified. But in those nights, you also discover yourself. You discover the child who loved deeply, the observer who saw everything, the mind that can hold the universe in a single reflection. As Alan Watts once said, "You are the universe experiencing itself." Your overthinking is the universe noticing its own intricate patterns, sensing connections, predicting outcomes, and feeling every vibration of life. That is power. That is beauty. That is truth. So, you stop apologizing for it. You stop wishing to be simpler, calmer, quieter. You stop seeing your mind as a prison. Instead, you see it as a rare instrument, finely tuned, exquisitely sensitive, capable of immense clarity and depth. You see it as the blessing hidden inside the curse. And when you love, when you feel, when you overthink, you embrace it all. Because your thoughts are not mistakes. Your care is not weakness. Your insight is not danger. It is what makes you whole. It is what makes you human. And finally, in that realization, there is peace. Not a silence forced by fear, but a silence chosen by awareness. Not a withdrawal from life, but a mindful engagement with it. Not a restraint of love, but a knowing of it. And in that knowing, you finally understand. The beautiful curse of overthinking is not to suffer more than others, but to see more, to love more deeply, to feel more fully, to exist with eyes wide open and heart unafraid. And that, at last, is freedom.